Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, Thunderlux. With 2021 coming to a close, I wanted to take the time to talk about a certain video game franchise celebrating a big anniversary next year. That franchise is Kirby, and 2022 marks the Pink Puffball's 30th birthday. The Kirby series means a lot to me. Growing up, I wasn't really that familiar with gaming until I managed to get my first introduction to it through my cousin's N64. The first game that I played? Kirby 64, The Crystal Shards. I ended up getting super into the Kirby series after that, as well as Nintendo as a whole, and for that reason I have an immense amount of love and nostalgia for Kirby. Now because of this, I'm hoping that HAL Laboratories and Nintendo decide to go all out for celebrating Kirby's 30th. So let's start off with what we already know. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is coming out in spring of next year. This game alone is already such a monumental way to celebrate Kirby's anniversary. It's the first truly 3D game in the series, and it's coming at a time when many fans, myself included, are starting to feel that Kirby's standard formula is getting a bit stale. This game could potentially provide a radical new take on the Kirby series as we know it, depending on how ambitious HAL Labs decides to get when creating this new title. As excited as I am for Kirby and the Forgotten Land, this video is meant to talk about Kirby's anniversary as a whole, not just one game. This isn't to downplay the impact that Forgotten Land could potentially have on the series. I just feel that since Kirby is HAL's flagship title, and Kirby isn't a normal in-house developed title for Nintendo, Kirby might get a bigger celebration compared to recent Nintendo game anniversaries, solely because HAL is its own studio with its own operations. Now, I'm not expecting to get another new massive Kirby game by any means, but I still think we might get a few more surprises throughout 2022. Starting with what I think is the most likely option, I think there's a high possibility for us to get another Kirby Anniversary Collection. For an Anniversary Collection, I think there are two potential ways HAL could go about this. The first option would be to re-release the Kirby Dream Collection from the Wii, possibly with the addition of Return to Dreamland. Now, as much as I want these games on the Switch, the only issue I could see with this is the fact that Adventure, Dreamland 3, and Superstar are already on the NSO service, with Kirby 64 confirmed to be on the way as well. These games could still be released separately from the online service since Nintendo has already done this with Mario 64, but I feel like Nintendo would rather keep Kirby 64 tied to the service as an incentive to maybe subscribe to the expansion pass. So then if we're not releasing the Dream Collection again, there is another option. I'm not sure how likely or feasible this would be for HAL to do, but I would love a sort of Return to Dreamland era trilogy. That trilogy being Return to Dreamland, Triple Deluxe, and Planet Robobot. These three games represent sort of the current modern era of Kirby that ended with Star Allies since they sort of follow that same design philosophy. And it would be nice to see the two 3DS games remastered for the home console. Once again, not sure how likely this would be, but it would definitely be a nice surprise, especially for me considering that Robobot is my favorite game in the franchise. Outside of re-releases and collections, I think the other potential Kirby-related media we could get might come in the form of a spin-off. There have been rumors going around ever since the rumors of a 3D Kirby game started coming up that there was also a potential smaller-scale Kirby spin-off being developed. I find this exciting because Kirby spin-offs have come in a wide array of forms, ranging from experimental Kirby games such as Air Ride and Canvas Curse to sort of more traditional experiences for Kirby, such as Epic Yarn and Kirby Fighters 2. Personally, I would love to see a sequel to Air Ride, but if I'm being honest, it would be even more interesting to see HAL tackle a new genre for Kirby entirely. And finally, in regards to the Kirby IP as a whole, beyond just the Switch games, I've been thinking for a while that HAL might even try to dip into mobile gaming with Kirby. And the reason I think this is because HAL is no stranger to mobile gaming. One of their titles, Part-Time UFO, started as a mobile game before it got ported over to the Switch. And that's a fun little game. It's It wasn't like your typical gacha game or your typical mobile release. It was just a fun standalone game, and I definitely think that would work for some of the smaller Kirby experiences like Canvas Curse or Mass Attack, and with Nintendo being so interested in the mobile gaming landscape as well, I definitely think that this could allow for a potentially cool Kirby game to come out of this. And beyond just standalone gaming experiences for Kirby, I could see HAL sort of expanding the brand into other things. Like, I could see us getting an Animal Crossing collaboration. It feels like a no-brainer. They did it for Mario's 35th anniversary, but it feels even more fitting for Kirby considering that both games have that sort of cutesy aesthetic to them. Hell, even outside of just the gaming landscape, I could even see us getting another Kirby show again, because Nintendo has shown interest in expanding their IP beyond just the Mario movie. They want to expand other games, other IP into different forms of entertainment, and I think trying another Kirby anime again would be a good opportunity to do that, but who knows. Regardless of how this anniversary goes, I think that HAL is definitely going to put a lot of love and care into celebrating their flagship series, and even if we don't get a lot of extra content, we still have Forgotten Land to look forward to for sure. 2022 is going to be a fun year for Kirby fans, and I can't wait to see what happens. But for now, that's enough out of me. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and comment down below for what you want to see from Kirby's 30th. And I will see you in the next video. Later.